Hello there, you're watching the Pulse on the Joy News channel this afternoon. Disqualification, cases and running unopposed. Some of the issues characterizing the New Patriotic Party's vetting for parliamentary primaries.
I know this is a grand scheme against the youth of Ghana. This is not just against Amankwa. This is just against the youth of Ghana, because I heard somebody say that you are too young. But I tell them, look at J.A. for His Excellency. He was a minister at the age of 28.
To the party executives for the next line of action on all of these concerns regarding the primaries. Also occupying Ghana is this afternoon saying that it is disappointed in the Office of the Special Prosecutor for terminating investigations into allegations that the majority MPs who pushed for the dismissal of Ken Ofori-Atta as finance minister were approached by a certain wealthy businessman to take bribes and to drop their demand. We'll get you more fast reactions from Occupying Ghana and Guinness World Records Limited, overwhelmed by the high numbers of applications from Ghanaians seeking to attempt various records, with as many as 80 applications in the first 4 days of January alone. We have a live update on one of them, the cookathon, which is underway by Chef Faizatu Abdul Razak, who's set to break that record of 119 hours, which she's doing already. We'll get you updates on that cookathon. The countdown is also over, and we are ready for the biggest New Year party in Ghana, and that's the Joy FM 90s Jam. All is set for the event, which will happen at the City Galleria later today. These and more coming your way here on the Pulse on the Joy News channel, on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125. We are, of course, bringing in this program brought to you by the Global Communities Digni Lu Affordable Safe Sanitation on Facebook, YouTube, and at myjoyonline.com. And bless us, Joy News is independent, fearless, and credible. Welcome to the Pulse. And the governing New Patriotic Party is today rounding up its vetting ahead of the parliamentary primaries across the country on January 27. So far, Interior Minister Ambrose Derry will go unopposed, as Alex Mo, who filed to contest him, was disqualified by members of the vetting committees following petition brought against him by the party's constituency executives. Joy News' Upper West regional correspondent Rafiq Salam has more in this report.
5 persons at the close of nominations for the New Patriotic Party MPP primaries filed to contest in 3 constituencies in the Upper West region. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, holds 8 out of the 11 parliamentary seats in the region. The NDC's agenda for the 2024 polls is to add to its fold all the remaining 3 parliamentary seats of the MPP in the region. One of the seats is Nandom, currently being held by Interior Minister Ambrose Derry. He has for the 4th consecutive time penciled his name for the Nandom MPP parliamentary primary. He has previously only a couple of times contested the party's primaries in the Dendora Nandom constituency, where the latter was carved out from. Sway for constituency and polling station executives and party faithful traveled the 113 kilometers from Nandom to what to accompany him to the veteran room in a style reminiscent of a heavyweight boxer entering a boxing ring.
Beyond measure. So I think we need to support him to make sure that he's well retained.
Half an hour later, Ambrose Derry was out and had this message for the people.
I've gone through the vetting. They asked very important questions. I've answered them to the best of my ability, and I'm happy with the questions that the answers that I gave. It is the committee that will come out with its decision. I wouldn't take that, but for me, I am very satisfied with the vetting, and I look forward to the outcome of the vetting here, and I believe that After that, I would then know the direction I go with the party in Nandom.
His supposed contender, Alois Moore, who was expelled from the party for anti-party behavior, accompanied by a little of over a dozen of his supporters, had the opportunity to meet the vetting committee but was later disqualified. Secretary of the vetting committee, Dr. Dauda Tanko, disclosed to the press why he was disqualified.
Indicate, even the minutes that we presented to him, he did indicate that even in 2008, because the constituency executive indicated that 2012, 2016, and 2020 he had campaigned against the parliamentary candidate, and he himself said that they should even add 2008, and that was also captured in the minutes, so which he didn't deny here. So we didn't need to go any further to be confirming or to be asking for any other evidence.
Alex Moore, however, disagreed with the vetting committee.
I haven't suggested that I'll be using the courts, but clearly it's an option that is available to anybody who is dissatisfied. But for me, especially with my pedigree in the party, I know that you must exhaust all the channels internally. So you've shown your power, your might at war, just like you've done when the form picking came up. I will go to the appeals committee.
For now, the Sisal East constituency will be the only constituency where primaries will be held. Incumbent member of parliament for the Sisal East constituency, Amir Chine Saku, is counting on his good works that he has done in the last 3 years, which will make him second time lucky to win the primary.
There's a difference between theory and practicals. This election is theory against practicals. I'm a practical politician who knows the terrain. And on the 27th of January, you will see the difference between theory and practicals. Thank you.
Standing in between him and that victory is a 45-year-old lecturer at the University of Ghana, Dr. Joshua Zato Jebintia.
The problem of Sisal is to now need a doctor. So Sisal is will choose another doctor, another astute academic like me, Dr. Joshua Jebintia Zato. If the two doctors, and my position is number 2, think about it, it's prophetic. The gods of Tumu and the gods of our land, the Tumu head have ordained it. Number 2, we have 2 doctors standing on the bedside of Sisal East. In 2025, Sisal East will be healed. Development will come. Progress will come because the 2 doctors cannot fail Sisal East and Madagana.
Incumbent member of parliament for Lambuse, Yelvilodon Baligi, has no such worries as he's going unopposed.
To look at the internal road network, we haven't done badly. We have indeed connected the communities. What is outstanding is one major road that should be started, which has started. In fact, the contractor has been to site, he's on site, he started from Nandom heading towards Lambuse. I just made a passionate appeal to the panelists, and I know my expectations will even be exceeded.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
Down south in the Ashanti region, over 120 aspirants were cleared by the vetting committee to contest after the vetting ended yesterday. 41 incumbent MPs will be contested on January 27 as 5 go unopposed. My colleague Nana Boache Yadom has a wrap of events in the Ashanti region.
Today, the battle for 41 seats on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party begins as over 120 aspirants pass through the vetting committee. Some of the fierce contests will be happening at Bantama constituency, Asante Achem Kwadaso, and almost all 41 constituencies. For the aspirants who spoke to Joy News, they are optimistic of victory.
The fiercest competition, I believe, was between myself and Honorable Kokofu. That was the fiercest as far as I'm concerned. This one for me is not it's a no match. When you go to the constituency, those who are voting, they see a big difference. Yes. Like a difference between a VIP bus and Pragia. Yes. That is the difference.
Let me say, I am not going to be like I've already won. No, there is nothing like complacency in this game. Once there is a ballot, yes, I am going in full force as I did. And currently, you can see the constituency is united behind me. They would want me to continue with the work that I've started. And I'm sure you can see the delegates behind me. They are going to say what will happen on the 27th. And I know, inshallah, and by his grace, victory is assured. Expect what happened in 2020. A large victory. That is with hard work. Because my people know what I've done. And nothing is shaking our victory. We are winning and we've already won.
Well, the battle is the Lord's. And I can tell you that count 27th is going to be another resounding victory for the Kwame Nkrumah and MP.
Are you retaining your seat?
Oh yes, very much so.
Very optimistic.
I can assure you that the legacy in Nkwanta for the past 80 years is unmatched.
You look very optimistic, but then your opponents are also super optimistic. Coming up against Vincent Frimpong Menu, how does it look like?
The first time I contested with him was in 2015. He had 14 votes. He was last. I occupied the penultimate position. I had 78. The second time we contested in 2020, he was last. He had 48 votes. I had 172 votes and I won. And he's coming again for the third time. Wait till January 27. And we saw what's going to happen.
We see that the Asante Achim South constituency needs a certain deliverer who would put the MPP in a certain position in the constituency and ensure that the votes of the MPP move up, and so that the constituency does not become a threat or a constituency that the NDC can go after. And for us embarking on this journey, we have asked God, because this sign that he has shown us today is clear that he's with us, he's on our side.
I'm going to win hands down.
You are so optimistic of victory.
Very optimistic. The general election, I'm going to win because more than 80 to 90% if I'm giving the ballot at the delegates conference.
Well, it went very well. I saw it to be just formality. Having gone through the process already, had a very successful voting, and during the balloting, I'm number 2 on the ballot, which signify unity, which signify improvement, and the people are craving that I come back and continue with the projects that I was embarking on.
I'm tried and tested. I've proven to the constituents that I can deliver the job opportunities that I've given to the youth. The projects that I've brought to the constituency speaks for itself, and the clarion call of the constituents that I should come and take care of the constituency.
Now the vetting process is over. The big deal is on January 27th. With 41 constituencies with incumbent MPs, who then would become the fresh face we would see in Parliament, and would they even pass through 7 December 2024? For Joy News, my name is Nana Boachi Dankwa Yadom, Kumasi.
Well, let's head to the Central Region, where some NPP supporters alleged to be wearing Mavis Kumsin's t-shirts have been beating Cape FM morning host included, also have been waiting at the vetting grounds. Richard Kojonyako has been monitoring the process there for us and is joining us with more. Richard, bring us up to speed with what's happening there.
Is that what has been happening for the past 2 days is that vetting started in the Central Region. In fact, 2 places, the Regional Coordinating Council and the MPP regional headquarters. So it's been going on concurrently. So what happened essentially today was that some supporters of the MPP were clad in Madam Mavis Kumsin's t-shirts. They are alleged to have beaten the host of the Cape FM morning show, and Cape FM is a radio station affiliated to Adum FM in the Central Region in Cape Coast. But all of them remain allegation, and in the last hour, Madam Mavis Kumsin has issued a release distancing herself from the brutalities meted out to the young man. She says that she is for peace and she's been preaching peace, and there is no way she is going to endorse and sanction an act like that. And so she's calling on the authorities, the Ghana Journalists Association, and all those who matter to go into this matter, investigate it thoroughly, and they will come out with a conclusion that she is innocent of the accusations that have been leveled against her. So she says that people that are pointing accusing fingers at her, the story is untrue, and she is no way very close to the action that took place. And so she is really empathizing with the person that has been beaten in this case. And so that is what has been happening.
Have we had any word from the MP so far?
Well, so the MP involved who has been accused is Madam Mavis Hawakumsen, and I just indicated that in the last hour she has issued a statement and distancing herself from that. But for the MPP in particular, the regional communications office, they are yet to issue any release as far as this incident is concerned.
And let me also put this on record. Last 4 years, it wasn't unopposed. We came for vetting like this. And at the end of the day, their performance was not good. And so that's why I went unopposed. Who knows? I could be disqualified. They could be disqualified. So for now, we don't know what will happen. The committee will send their report to the head office or wherever. They will have discussions. Then later we'll hear what will come out. So it's not concrete that people are contesting me or I'm not going on unopposed. Last time it was the same thing. We all came for vetting, and at the end of the day, I was the only person who was able to sail through. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
So how was the process like?
It was good. Being a sitting member of parliament, this is my 3rd term, and I'm seeking for the 4th term. I mean, I would say I know the grounds, I have the experience in every aspect. If it is human relation, I have it. Whatever it takes to make one a politician, I have it. I'm not underrating my contenders, but what I'm saying that when you put all of us on a platform, you realize that our Kumsin is a different product altogether. So many. So many. I've done so much for Awutu Senior East. That's my 3rd term, as I said, and I'm going for my 4th term. I've done a lot. We talk about education. I have my handwriting there. You talk about health. I have my handwriting there. You talk about security. I have my handwriting there. But currently, when you talk about security, you come to Kaswa, you see a pickup that my name is boldly written on it. Now, when you go to Adam Nana, there is a story building that is being put up there single-handedly. Not from my common fund, from my own pocket. I'm putting up a police regional headquarters for Central East Regional Quarters. There are a lot. When it comes to road, you can see the roads that are being constructed in Kaswa. When we talk about water, I mean, those that don't have the national water grade, I'm giving them boreholes, mechanized ones, so they can use till we get them the national one. When we talk about street lights in Kaswa, I mean, everywhere you see street lights, and it is me who has fixed it there. So there are a lot. We talk about, I mean, helping people work, I mean, employment, a whole lot. But you see, the issue is Kaswa is like the ocean. Kaswa is like the sea. When it rains in it, I mean, you don't see, you don't realize. You don't realize it. You don't realize, because whether it's much or less, it doesn't flow up. The way it is, the way it's always. And so whatever we are doing in Kaswa, we are doing so much, but people are not seeing it. When we look at the population in Kaswa, we are over 500,000 people. And so it's like a whole region, even more than a region. I remember some time ago when ministers of fisheries were here, and Shishal, this country, the minister came and asked me how many people are in my constituency, and I said, well, there are about 500,000. He asked me about my voter population. I said over 150 54,000. He said they are even more than his country, the total number of Shishel. And so you can imagine the number of people in Autu Senior East. We've done a lot and we still have a lot to do. That is what I'm saying.
This is Dr. Robert Akon, an aspirant for Upper Dencha East constituency. The reason for me to contest is that the people of Upper Dencha want somebody who can win the seat for the MPP party. Very well. There's disunity in the party, and they need a leader who is a unifier, who can bring everybody on board, both the young and the old, to improve on our fortunes. We know that from 2016 to 2020, the fortunes of the MPP has been dwindling. It's coming down significantly. And it's evident by the current results that came in the assembly election. The assembly election, the New Patriotic Party used to have 28 members. The NDC had only 8 members. The recent one, the NDC appreciated to 13, and the MPP has 16. And even the 16 that we have, it took a lot of effort for them to come.
As you are all aware, Asin Central constituency for good 8 years was held by the NDC. Thanks to the God sent Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ejapon, he was actually able to consolidate the seat for us for good 23, getting to 24 years now. It is therefore incumbent on the next parliamentary candidate or the parliamentarian to ensure that that consolidation that has been done by Honorable Kennedy Ejapon does not deteriorate in any way.
It was a very friendly atmosphere. I have been there before. This is not the first time I'm going through this. 3 years ago, I contested Honorable Kennedy Ejapon for this same position. Fortunately, I think I fell short at this level and I was disqualified. So this is not the first time I have attended such a vetting. But the atmosphere was friendly. I think I am a known person now. They all appreciate what I have done for the community and for Ascent Central. And so I don't think that was the question that really disqualified me last time. There's a shadow of doubt. There's no shadow of doubt that I have been able to accomplish all that by way of not being able to nurture the constituency prior to my engaging in the election 3 years ago.
My name is Joseph Ajay Benin. Ascent Central Parliamentary candidate aspirant. I'm just done with the vetting and the balloting, and I will wish everybody to stay calm. We're going to work hard. We're involving the youth. We are youth-centered, and we'll make sure that everything that we have said that we'll do more.
The spiritual side and the physical side. By God's grace, I have done the spiritual side, the physical side. I've left the spirituality for God. But I am telling you, on the spiritual, the physical side, nothing is restraining me from winning these elections because of the work that has been done. Remember that election is a process. It is not an end. The 27th is an event. We'll just go and endorse it. But it's a process, and from 2021, since I won and became MP, I have worked towards this day, and that is what is enduring me the victory come 27th. Okay, so yes, that's why in the area of health, for example, almost all my electoral areas have chip compounds. And when you go to my 2 big cities, Jokwa and Hemai, personally, I'm telling you on authority, personally, and by grace, I've been able to build extra facilities for them. And so my people are happy. In the area of education, you know, maybe you have even one secondary school in your area that doesn't even have a bus. Because of their strong MP, both schools have buses. I'm saying that I didn't buy the bus myself, but I facilitated for them to get the bus. But the buses were limited and the schools were many. So how do you get them? By grace, they have it. Apart from that, I have scholarship schemes in some of my electoral areas. And I'm doing all in the area of agriculture, particularly also in the area of employment. Over 1,000 people have had jobs. Thankful to His Excellency the President who put me in the employment ministry. So a lot of things passing by me.
they translate into people's employment opportunities within my constituency. And these are what the delegates are watching. Above all is the humility I carry and the fact that they access me 24/7. And this is what is endearing me victory on the 27th, come 27, 2024. So these are the things that I bring to come winning as a solid candidate to go and win hands down in 2024, December 7th.
Richard, anything else happening in the central region?
Well, so the vetting is still ongoing, and in fact, the national vice chair of the MPP, Rita Talata Asobaye, who has been chairing one of the committees, is indicating and prevailing on the aspirant to speak with the supporters, because some of them are speculating that a lot of them would be disqualified. But she has been saying that she has no power to disqualify anybody, but it is the people, the work they have done, and whether they are in good standing with a political party, and that would mean, or that will ensure whether they are disqualified or not disqualified. But apart from that, all the people that came before them, they are very good, and so they should be rest assured. But if there is anything, by Monday, they would see whoever is qualified or not qualified to contest the January 27 election.
Richard Kujunyako in the central region for us. In the northern parts of the country, there's quite a lot happening there. As we understand that the spokesperson for Alhaji Ahmed Nuhu Zaruk says that the team is yet to receive some feedback from the vetting committee after yesterday's undecided decision. Alhaji Ahmed Zaruk is seeking to unseat Dominic Nitiwul in the Bimbila area to represent that constituency on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, but his attempt has been met with some challenges. Regional correspondent Martina Bugri is joining us with more. Martina, we know what that led to. The clashes witnessed in the last few days. But as we speak now, do we know if the committee has finally communicated to Alhaji and his team?
Spokesperson, and says that they haven't received any confirmation yet, but they are also planning on meeting. He says after the afternoon prayers, the 3 o'clock prayers, they would meet to decide their next line of action if by close of day they don't get any feedback from the committee. But I must say that the northern region, 14 people were vetted, 13 have sailed through, and it's only Alhaji Zaruk who is waiting for his confirmation. The vetting largely went on successfully, except for some few near clashes between supporters of Alhaji Farouk Aliyu Mahama and Abibata Mahama Shani, the Yendi constituency. When the two candidates got in, their supporters traded a few insults, but the MP on his hand tried to calm his supporters, while Alhaji Abibata also calmed her supporters. And so they were able to sail through without any clash. Similar thing happened between Alhaji Zaruk supporters and Dominic Nitiwul supporters. They also traded some few insults amongst themselves. But largely it was peaceful, and everything is settled now.
What do we know about the presence of any of the national executives or otherwise? Are they equally concerned about what's happening there, and what's the level of intervention coming through from the national headquarters of the NPP on this matter?
Now, earlier on when we spoke to Alhaji Zaruk's spokesperson, he says that they were assured by the national secretary that there won't be issues. It will be fairly handled. But with this new development, it means that they may have to meet with them again to dialogue to see what they can resolve this issue that's hanging currently.
I see. How about the members of the party in the constituency? What's their utmost concern now, looking at the fact that the process is being delayed simply because the party needs to communicate to all the aspirants involved?
Now, I'm told yesterday in the evening before word got home, they had told them that he was disqualified. That was the information that had gone, and the young men in the constituency were marching up to begin routing again. So elders had to come in to plead with them. So I was asking him for how long will they be able to sustain them, keep them at bay, and not allowing them onto the street, because these are young men who are very vibrant and can move in and out at any time. They say that they will do their best, but it will also depend on how much proactive the party is. That will help them maintain peace in the area.
All right. Martina Bugri is in the northern region for us, monitoring the New Patriotic Party's parliamentary voting. Let's come to the Greater Accra region, where the regional secretary of the party, Odana Parker France, has addressed some concerns raised by MP for Wejagbawe, Tina Mensah, that she wanted her opponent to be disqualified because he had not lived in the constituency for some number of years. Here's the reaction from the party.
Two of the vetting of MPP's parliamentary candidate hopefuls in the Greater Accra region has concluded, with some of the biggest names in the party being vetted today. MP for Wejagbawe, Tina Mensah, says she petitioned the party to disqualify her opponent because he did not meet certain requirements of the party.
When you insist, it will be like you are scared of the vote. But I just want to prove a point, to tell the people that we have a constitution which stipulates certain things. So that is why I appealed, I petitioned. But they begged. That's where the party is. They don't want a situation that when they disqualify somebody, it will be some sort of acrimony. There will be a sort of Tina is scared of a contest or something. So I just let it go. I said I need an apology from me, and then he apologized.
Communications Minister Ursula Owusu says the numerous MPP MPs who will not be returning to Parliament will be sorely missed.
One person whose input will be sorely missed in the next Parliament is Osei Mensah. I'd have wished that he would have stayed on, because both sides of the House recognize the immense contribution that he's made to the growth of our democracy. But there comes a time in everybody's life when we move on to the next stage in our personal development. So I wish all of my colleagues who won't be returning to the House because they've decided not to, all the best. Damboche will be missed, Atachia will be missed, Joe Gate will be missed, Joe Weiss will be missed. I mean, the list is endless, because they all and all the others have contributed significantly to the strengthening of our side of the House and parliamentary practice.
Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Cortes says his opponents are no match for him.
The MPP believes in democracy. The ideologies that help to shape and form the political party called MPP thrives on democracy. And so everybody is allowed to express his views, his opinion, and also get involved in an election. After all, the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, went through contests.
Unlike yesterday, there were no disqualifications whatsoever. My name is Kenneth Jesse for Joy News.
And thanks for staying with us here on the Pulse on the Joy News channel. We'll return shortly, but join the transformative experience at the convention on January 7th at the Independence Square with a star-studded panel including the African leaders Julius Malema, PLO Lumumba, and Dr. Eric Khan, as well as Peter Obi at this event, which unites some 30,000 minds for empowerment and inspiration. Be a part of history, celebrating a powerful convergence of cultures with giveaways and exclusive items. So don't miss the day of unity and empowerment. For free tickets, all you need to do and to get more information on this is to visit the newafricafoundation.org. You can equally call 0532 389 0324 for more information, and see you there as well as this convention happens. We'll be back. The 2024 academic calendar for public tertiary institutions may face some disruptions due to a potential withdrawal of services by unions of the senior staff from public universities across the country. This action is prompted by the government's failure to settle outstanding Tier 2 pension contributions and alleged violations of the labor laws. The unions have signaled actually a strong intention to go on strike in the coming weeks if their concerns are not addressed. Samuel Mbura brings us the details on the agitations of the association. Samuel, thank you for joining us. And, let's get to it because we know that this is coming through from, for instance, senior staff of the technical universities and some more. Bring us up to speed with what's happening.
Well, Blessed, the technical University Senior Administrators of Ghana were the first to issue a statement to register their displeasure and dissatisfaction about the non-compliance of retirement rollover conditions. They are using Article 14B and Article 34 of the Conditions of Service to back their arguments. They are highlighting the failure of some technical university management to fully implement these conditions, particularly citing the Cape Coast Technical University. So in response to their dissatisfaction, they are threatening a nationwide strike starting from 8th of January. And if nothing is done about it, I understand there are ongoing negotiations with the Ghana Tertiary Education Council for some of these challenges to be resolved, because they said it's the GTEC that actually wrote that particular letter to the technical institutions not to implement this particular condition of service.
So what's the way forward, and what's this group actually threatening to do if nothing is done about their concerns?
Well, they are threatening to go on a nationwide strike starting from the 8th of January. That will be on Tuesday. But there is an intervention. There's a letter that I've actually secured from GTEC writing to the universities, technical universities that have been adamant in the implementation of the concerns that people are raising. And this letter was dated on the 4th of January and then signed by the Director General of GTEC, Professor Ahmed Jenapol. Let me just share some excerpts of that letter that I managed to secure this afternoon from our sources. So GTEC says that its attention has been drawn to the non-adherence of some technical universities to the policy of rollover senior members on the attainment of the compulsory retirement age of 60 years. While, according to the commission, while they do recognize that staff are not entitled to such packages for the purposes of non-disruption of the academic calendar, they say the policy must be adhered to. So it is instructive, according to the commission, to state that beneficiaries of this policy are not entitled to office holding positions, rather to be determined by management of these institutions. So it has given clearance, and it's saying that clearance must be sought from GTEC 4 months prior to the retirement of such individuals. So the commission is now hoping that this communique eases the seeming tension that has engulfed some of the technical university campuses due to this particular development. So in effect, the GTEC has stepped in and then directed that those universities that are not implementing this rollover policy under the conditions of service should do that immediately to ease the tension between they and then the Senior Staff Administrators Association.
How about a strike? Because we're hearing of that as well.
Yeah, the strike has not been cancelled yet. They said they are not reaching a compromise. There will not be any compromise at all until they get a clear indication that their concerns have been addressed. But we know that it is not only the technical university senior administrators alone that are in this. We know that the Senior Staff Association of the Universities of Ghana are also in this, and they have also signaled that on the 15th of this month, they'll be embarking on a nationwide strike. Their concerns are quite different from the technical university administrators, and they are urging government to promptly settle all the outstanding debt contributions, and also including the appropriate interest that has accrued from February to December 2023, using the stipulated 3% penalty rates per the Pensions Act, and they are making reference to Act 766, Section 64 of it. and they are asking an immediate attention to be given to the recalculation of the accrued interest on the Tier 2 pensions for from 2010 to 2016. So these groups have already given a clear indication that if you don't adhere to our demands, on the 18th and the 15th of January, they'll be going or embarking on separate strike actions across the country, in which we know the implication it will have on the education sector.
Samin Bura there. It's a good time to be speaking to the president of the group, Joseph Mensah, who's joining us via phone. And that's the threat you're sending out, that you may have to strike if nothing is done about this. But clearly, let us understand, have you been able to, engage government on your concerns, or perhaps GTEC, just to find a way out now, knowing that time is running out?
Yes, good afternoon, and thanks for having me. The concerns raised by the Technical University Senior Administrator of the State of Ghana got to do with non-compliance with our management. So our impasse is not directly linked with government non-compliance or GTEC non-compliance with a particular position. There is a non-compliance on the part of our management, referring to the 4 technical universities. Now, back to the question. Since we delivered our intention to embark on a strike on Tuesday, some interventions have been made. The latest got to do with the letter that your colleague read, and the new one that might not be available to your end is a resolution memo submitted to us by the Vice Chancellors of Technical University. We had a meeting with them yesterday requesting that the 4 non-compliant technical universities abided by those provisions. And immediately after our meeting, Cape Coast has done that. And we are satisfied with the Cape Coast effort. The Vice Chancellors have also issued a statement and also complying with the agreement that was reached between ourselves and their end. And we are happy with the outcome of our meeting with the Vice Chancellor, except to say that portions of the statement issued by the GTEC tend to raise some lack of clarity, whether or not the condition of service is being altered by the regulator. We find the portions that state that the staff of technical universities are not entitled to the rollover as an attempt to alter or vary or change our condition of service in a unilateral manner. The National Executive Committee is meeting just after the interview to consider that particular portion. We are not expecting that a resolution will also trigger another pandemonium because we find that particular phrase problematic, and having the propensity to also invite other unions to come in and then disrupt the academic calendar. So we will consider that particular phrase in the communique issued by the GTEC, and then we'll respond to that one. But let me also thank the intervention of the minister, same as that of the Vice Chancellors, and same as of the GTEC, just that we are not too enthused by that particular phrase in the community.
Right, so what you mean to say is you have issues much more with the management?
Yes.
And not GTEC. You're not concerned that GTEC is intervening?
No, we are happy that GTEC is a regulator. It has the legal backing to intervene in matters of such nature. Just that the construction of the communique has a repercussion on the existing condition of service, because if you are not very careful, GTEC might have the power to alter every provision within our condition of service. And we find that one to be dangerous regarding the economic rights of our members. So the National Executive Committee will consider that part of the communique in our next meeting. I am only thanking the Minister, GTEC boss, and then our Vice Chancellors for accepting our position and writing to that effect.
All right.
Yes, that is what I'd try to put that.
Joseph Mensah is TUSAG President, joining us now. 27-year-old Esther Donko traveled from the Ashanti region to Accra seeking greener pastures. Unable to find any job, she's left with no other option than to spend her nights at the mercy of the weather on the pavement at the Common Kuma interchange. To survive the unfriendly economic conditions, she's forced into a relationship with drivers, mates, resulting in unwanted pregnancy. Today, we shed light on the struggle of people like Esther Donko and others like her who remain resolute in the face of adversity, hoping for a better future.
In the heart of the Kwame Nkrumah Circle interchange in Accra are many homeless people resting on the pavements. The elevated road on the pillars has created a perfect shade for the homeless to rest. Among those who rest here is 27-year-old Esther Donko. She is pregnant but has never been to the hospital for prenatal care because she cannot afford it. Her dream is to get a free doctor's appointment to know how her fetus is faring.
I need help so that I can go to the hospital.
Esther relocated to Accra from Kumasi seeking greener pastures. She found out that the grass in a part of Accra was any greener. Her dream was to find a job as a chop bar assistant to count a living.
I came to Accra to find a job, but I have not gotten any since I came. I came to work as a chop bar assistant.
Her desperation to survive led her to rely on a driver's mate. The outcome is an unplanned pregnancy.
I sleep under the overhead bridge and stay with a driver's mate who feeds me. The same guy got me pregnant.
Esther says she's skilled in breeding and hopes to find a job that can help her make money to care for her unborn child. 20-year-old Faustina Nuno from South Point, the central region, also shares a similar story. She was hoping to find a job, but she couldn't find any. Her bedroom at night is on the cold pavement of the Kwame Nkrumah interchange.
I followed a friend to come here. I left home at SHS2 because I was being maltreated at home. I have been here for almost a year. I thought I would get help when I come here, but life is not easy out here.
She works as a head porter to scrape a living. Faustina says she regrets leaving home but cannot go back empty-handed.
I wish to go back and plead with my grandmother if I had money, because life here is difficult. When I was with my grandmother, she gave me everything I wanted.
Faustina is, however, hopeful of becoming a fashion designer one day.
I want to go to a fashion school. I admire fashion when I watch movies, so I want to learn it.
Michael, also from Takoradi, says surviving on the street is tough.
I come for hustling. I'm a hustler man. Like bala bala. Maybe some, like if somebody kids some place come here, they have the plenty or bag or sack, they take go with him. If you finish, they give money. 20 cedis, 10 cedis. A day, sometimes a day 50 cedis. Sometimes you don't get some, or 1 cedi you don't get. Bad. I don't feel comfortable. I won't go home. Because my mama was sick in home. But I won't go look them in home. If you sick, if I go look them finish, I will come back.
Esther and Faustina are counting on kind hearts to support them in fulfilling their dreams this year. Their stories echo the common struggles of the homeless. Any kind gesture might stitch their despair and give them hope for the new year. Prince Kwame Kuduga's report for Joy News.
And now we need to take you to the northern parts of the country where, of course, this year we're seeing just, of course, the second in another record-breaking attempt by a Ghanaian seeking to enter the Guinness World Book of Records, this time round with a cookathon, as you see there, from the 1st to the 5th of January 2024. But there are indications that Chef Felatu appears to be on another target of breaking the last world record and will be going even beyond the 5th January she projected. You have some of the live visuals on your screens right now where Joy Prime is bringing us some live feed. She's made so far 111 hours, 49 minutes so far, as we understand it. And that's, of course, the latest we have on her record-breaking attempt. We'll keep monitoring that and, of course, update you on the process.
What we say? What we say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Georgia, Mexican, your message, so shower your message on me. Oh, Georgia, Mexican, your message, so shower your blessings on me. Oh, Georgia, we seeking your message, so shower your message on me. But while she have a light on, put up in her ear. Yeah. Yeah. Why the little boy them are there, you know? Today is a massive day, and you know what? I know if come and show love for me 16, you know. So we live on him magazine, but today I know come and show a buffalo love, you know. What are things that going, you know? Signature. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let the musical thing alone. What we say? What we say? Well, all the little boy them want Makoko. Yeah, bigger boy them want Makoko. Yeah, Pastor Son Imam Makoko. Yeah, Christian King Sis Makoko. So rude boy I say. All bigger boy them want Makoko. Yeah, little boy them want Makoko. Pastor Son Imam Makoko. Oh yeah, Christian King Sis Makoko. Yeah, that's why rude boy I say. Well then, yeah, hey. Me used to wonder why the girl them turn Makoko. Me got to realize why the boy them love Makoko. Me used to wonder why the girl them turn Makoko. Me got to realize why the boy them love Makoko. But the rude boy now deal with the girl based on color. Me want a simple girl who get them a wahala. Only boy tum wa shape bola boom boom. Only boy tum wa shape bola boom boom. Don't kwanyan dero, kwanyan shero. Bola ma yo lo music down. Practice. Borozo music down. Kwanyan mentatis. Rude boy I say, uno go feel alright.
Music down. Music down. And it's the Pelapsia. Or will Mufida. No, my Rahma. The soul I beg of my number and Sinaya. The Pelapsia. Abzimbala. To bumi e bewa fe yala gaya. Diti ye na basuna la aronam ka chaba baka challa.
Gotcha. Piako siapam. Piako siapam.
You know the name, right?
So live pictures now from Tamale, where I understand all of this is happening. Should be spending a few more days just to make it into the Guinness World Records. We're waiting to see what the outcome will be and how far she can go by breaking the last attempt. But let's get more on what's happening now from Lois Adeyemi, who's also with the Joy Prime team on the ground now. Lois, bring us up to speed with what we're seeing now on the screens. Of course, the chef, she doesn't look tired at all. But tell us, from your view, what's happening on the ground and how are people reacting to what we're seeing now?
Thank you, Blazer. So it's been 5 days, and I am proud to say that Chef Isla is going stronger and stronger. I mean, in a space of over 100 hours, she's been able to whip up over 100 dishes, serve so many people. And the energy here is amazing to see. We've had people come all the way from Accra. People even have come all the way from Nigeria just to come and support her. And it only just shows how Ghanaians support their own. Also, I'm glad to say that Tamale has sold up and shown out. People have come here from dusk to dawn. They are here with her. And it's just beautiful to see.
We've seen some celebrities pass through so far. What's the itinerary looking like for today and what's likely to happen?
So, as I said, she's cooked for over 100 hours. The thing is that we don't know the people that will come. The celebrities don't really tell us when they're going to come. So I can't preempt who is going to come and who is not. But so far, we've had Sharifa. We've had so many people coming today. We haven't really seen any of the big stars here, but we've seen the local celebrities, especially the local musicians coming here to perform one after the other. As I speak, one is even performing. And yeah, so basically people keep coming. The itinerary is cooking in the evening. There's always a live one. I was telling one of my colleagues earlier this morning that this place is a turn up. From 12 noon to midnight, there's always a turn up. The brass bands, the live bands. Also in here, we have people, come to perform. There's even people who come to act drama, all to show their support to her. So yes, that is what is going on here.
It's the 5th of January. What's displayed on the flyer is that she was going to carry out this exercise for the next 4 or 5 days. She's met that target. Do we know if she intends to go on beyond today?
Okay, so initially the plan was to go from 1st to 5th, but now she has decided. We spoke to her team earlier today, and they told us that she is going for 10 days. This is because going for 10 days will help her break Alan Fisher's record. He cooked for 119 hours, 57 minutes and 16 seconds, and also Mamadi Arino Ugandan, who cooked for 144 hours. Also, we heard today that a Nigerian cooked for 200 hours. So, I mean, going 10 days is what's necessary. If she goes to 10 days, she is going to be cooking for 240 hours. And that is what we are anticipating. As I said earlier, that she is extremely strong. Every day looks like a new day because she is not looking any tired. She comes with refreshed and renewed energy every morning. And I think everyone can attest to the fact that at this point, we believe she can go 2 weeks and she wouldn't break a sweat.
Okay, all the best, and we'll definitely reconnect. Lois Adeyemi, they're giving us the latest on what's happening up north. Former Ningo Pram MP E.T. Mensah has been laid to rest today. The former education minister, who died in South Africa late last year, was giving a state funeral. Dignitaries paid glowing tributes to the former statesman. Here are steps.
Finally favored persons departed after completing his God-given assignment. May your wife, children, and the entire family, and all those nearest and...
Well, you had the varied, roles that he played from the early days of the decentralization. I mean, from the district assemblies, he was mayor of Accra, minister of sports, minister of works and housing. I mean, he's paid his dues to his country. He ended up as a member of the Council of State. And so he's actually paid his dues, and he deserves the respect that we're giving him. He was also a member of our party. If you remember, he was the longest lasting youth organizer of our party. And so this actually is an NDC funeral.
We've had a long, fruitful and brotherly relationship for many years. Interestingly, even though we belong to different political persuasions, I used to call him my chief of staff. It shows that he was very open in his appreciation and understanding of the need to keep our relationships in politics constructive and sound and positive. I think he has had a distinguished career in politics and parliament. He was not only of great service to his community, but also to the country as a whole. Again, he will be remembered for the work that he did in the Ministry of Youth and Sports and in several other areas of public endeavor. And interestingly also, he was a good Christian. And I think E.T. will be remembered by all of us from different walks of life, from different political persuasions.
He was a brilliant, dedicated statesman. I mean, E.T., when we were doing politics, he was one of the consummate politicians. You know, I did a cocoa evacuation for Jerry John Rawlings, so I knew E.T. from the PNDC days, except that they were socialists, I was not. But for the dedication of our work towards the building of the country, we all worked together. And E.T., when he was appointed Minister for Sports, most people didn't believe he can function or he can do it, because they looked at him as if he was like a village boy, or like me. When we come here, we arrive. When with the education we got and the training from home, we perform. And so E.T. performed well. And he was a Methodist like me. So we all worship from the Methodist Church of Ghana. And it's good to see the respect we've all shown him and the state honoring him with a state burial. And I'm glad. Wherever he is, I think he's died in the Lord, and I believe we are sorry, but we will meet him one day.
E.T. Mensah very well. I've known him from when I was a young man. I've had a personal relationship with him. He's somebody I went to his house to eat. He came to our house to eat. He was like a big brother to me. I knew him before he went into politics. And don't forget that me and Honorable E.T. Mensah were all Dangbe people. So we had a very strong solidarity. We spoke the same language. I know him as somebody who loved God and feared God. And he was very excited about the fact that I became born again and I still maintain my Methodist heritage. And so there was no Methodist crusade I did that I was not part of. What people don't know that behind the scene was one of the few people who really supported most of the major Methodist crusades I did. And remember what I did with the Methodist Church at Independence Square was the first of its kind. In fact, the Archbishop of Canterbury even recorded that since the inception of the Methodist Church in 1835, they've never seen anything comparable. And so he was there, they supported. And remember, that was the biggest crowd Ghana ever experienced in terms of gathering in a church program. And so E.T. Mensah is a brother, a friend, a big brother, somebody that we all cherish. And of course, he was a unifier. E.T. Mensah, in spite of the fact that he was NDC to the core, also related to people from the other divide. He related to people in MPP, CPP, and what have you. And he realized that he's somebody who was everywhere. I must say that Ghana has lost a great gem. These are a few people who should have lived longer to see how God will take this nation to. He also played a very big role. And when finally he passed the baton to our younger brother, Sam George, people didn't realize that they still maintain that thing. A lot of people were throwing so many words about, but I think that they were able to do it. At that time, he has finished his term. Somebody who was vibrant and much younger should take over from him. And for me, I think that we need to celebrate him, except that, let me say this, in Ghana, I've noticed we don't celebrate people until they die, which is not a very good thing. We should let people know their value. Look at the kind of funeral he's had. The whole leadership of this nation is here, both of teaching and incumbent. But I don't think Yiti Mensah saw that while he was still alive. He didn't even realize how some people in NDC and MPP love him until he died. So I want to say that let's learn to serve people, respect them, admonish them, and honor them while they are still alive. Because when they die, the tributes and the eulogies we give are meaningless. And I want to pray that. I also want to say this, that let us use this time to unify our nation. Ghana need a united front like never before. And where we are going now in our politics, we should not forget that we have only one Ghana. Whether you are NDC or MPP or CP or any political party, we have no second Ghana. We are only one Ghana. We don't want to be like other nations in the sub-region we know. We want to be the Ghanaian that people will look at and come to our safe haven.
You say, may his soul rest in perfect peace. Don't forget that you need to join the transformative experience at the convention on January 7th at the Independence Square with a star-studded panel including the African leaders Julius Malema, Pierre Lumumba, Dr. Arikana, and we have Peter Obi on the bill as well. This event unites 30,000 minds for empowerment and inspiration. Be a part of history, celebrating a powerful convergence of cultures and giveaways and also exclusive items. Don't miss this day of unity and empowerment. For free tickets, all you need to do is to visit New African Foundation, the newafricafoundation.org. So it's newafricafoundation.org, and then you'd get the free tickets and information there. Also, just give a call, 0532 389-032. Then you'd get some updates on that. 0532-389-032. See you there. And of course, it's time to talk about what's been happening elsewhere around the world, because German police have arrested 5 in relation to a suspected terror plot on the world-famous Cologne Cathedral. Local media reported that the suspected terror plot was supposed to have been carried out on New Year's Eve with a car loaded with explosives. Fortunately, that didn't happen, but the threat remains high, not only in Germany, but also across the entirety of Europe. Let's get more from Thomas Parrow, who's with our partner ZW, joining us now. Thomas, do we know more about the people who are being detained now because of this?
The 5th person that was detained was described as a 41-year-old Turkish-German man, and 2 of the other people that were detained will probably be interrogated in the next few days. All 5 detainees have been said to be ascribed to an offshoot of the so-called Islamic State group in Afghanistan. And that is particularly the reason why German officials have increased the security of the world-famous Cologne Cathedral. And this is something that you're also seeing in other parts of Germany as well. Increased security to prevent possible attacks. This is something that we had already seen last year, at the end of last year, with security officials warning of a difficult situation and of the need for this increased security, specifically in public places.
That German authorities were high on alert on New Year's Eve. Were the festivities peaceful, by the way?
German authorities were indeed on high alert, especially here in Berlin, where they wanted to avoid a repeat of the violence that had happened 1 year ago when emergency services were attacked, when there was violence on the streets of Berlin. And that is why the police here in Berlin actually went to the streets with thousands of officers to specifically monitor the situation and to make sure that those events of the previous year did not happen again. There were many arrests this time round, around 390 arrests, and around 50 police officers were injured. Nevertheless, police officers here in Berlin described their operation as successful because they managed to prevent a repeat of what had happened 12 months ago.
Speaking about Europe, there are also security concerns. What are European officials saying about, this whole development?
Absolutely, because this is not only a problem here in Germany, security issues are also a concern in other parts of the continent. And in fact, we heard from the head of Europol, that's a European Union law enforcement agency, stressing that they were not only going to focus this year on their normal challenges on organized crime, for instance, but that they were also preparing for what they described as unpredictable events that could really have an impact here in Europe. One issue that was mentioned was the possibility of jihadist attacks in Europe, fueled in particular by the very intense debates going on about the war in the Middle East. And by the way, that is something that was not only raised by European officials, it was also raised by German officials at the end of last year.
Thomas Barrow, thank you. 3 nurses and 2 police officers assaulted while the rest of hospital staff left traumatized after residents of Gomwa Dominasi attacked the Gomwa Potting Polyclinic over the death of a 35-year-old man at the facility.
Around 4 that way, couple 5. No, brother Abba. We
were here around 5 p.m. when a certain young man was brought in. He was struggling for breath and was admitted. I was with the doctor when a nurse rushed in to inform him about the man's case. Because I was with the doctor, I went with him to see the man.
Oxygen is in his fat, and only 5 minutes, no gym.
He died after about 5 minutes on oxygen. The doctor informed one of his relatives who did not utter a word on hearing the bad news. The following morning, many people gathered at the hospital premises. They vandalized some equipment and property and assaulted some nurses and policemen. They did that because they blamed the hospital for the death of the young man. They forcefully took the corpse away.
The police want to buy now. Feel no, I feel no movement. No movement. Almost na hospital
Around 8:30 this morning, I had a distress call from my staff at work that gentlemen or some rowdy gentlemen from Potting and Dominasi have taken their laws into their own hands and have come to assault staff of Gomwa Potting Polyclinic under the Ghana Health Service. The reason is that the relative who was brought here for treatment overnight had passed on, and prior to this, there was an accident involving about 28 people on this Accra Cape Coast stretch, and they were brought here for treatment. So our nurses were trying to maintain law and order by asking them to be patient and giving them access to the mortal remains of the deceased. I have called the DSP Fofi. He has called for backup from the regional command. The DC himself has been here this morning, and we are trying to fashion out a way to see how to forestall this culture of impunity that is gradually growing in our environment here.
And our Trade Minister Katie Hammond has condemned the surge in cement prices at the beginning of the year, despite the government creating an enabling environment for businesses. The current price of cement on the market contradicts the government's recent assertion of recovery in the sector. Condemning the surge, Katie Hammond describes the act as conspiracy amongst producers and importers. He says his ministry will announce a series of actions to deal with the situation. He spoke to my colleague Nana Boachiado.
The cabal of the cement producers and importers have again conspired and decided to increase the price of 50 kilos of cement by a considerable figure. I don't think that is right. I do not accept that is right. The government has provided all the necessary ambience, all the regulatory framework, like a proper environment for these companies to operate and do their business profitably. I've always maintained that these institutions and organizations, these companies are not charitable institutions or organizations. I expect that they make their reasonable profit. What I don't accept is to take the people of Ghana for granted. Cement price 50 kilos already too high under any circumstances. Now, I can't understand the basis for a decision to increase the price by, in some cases, as high as about 5 cedis or so for a 50 kilo bag of 50 kilo. I do not understand. What I find a little bit more atrocious is the fact that a few companies which recently were suspended from playing any role in the industry because they were they were producing substandard quality of cement, have also decided to increase their prices. I mean, they are increasing the prices for the substandard that they were producing, or they are now increasing their prices as a price that we have to pay for them to produce quality products in the country. I find it disgusting. Of course, we are not in the command economy where government, institution, government authority, government in power it's able to tell consumer producers what to charge for their product. But I think they should reciprocate government gesture for all that government is doing to ensure that there is the atmosphere is economically, it's economically viable, it is financially reasonable for them to operate, for them to make their reasonable profit. Reciprocate that gesture by being sensible with your pricing. You do not rip off the people of the country the way they do, because cement is such a it's a sine qua non. I mean, it's a product that everybody wants. All the infrastructural network in the country, we require cement.
With this on your table, what are you intending to do as a ministry?
Well, as I indicated to you, I mean, it's governments in the economies which are liberal and free like this are not able to command to dictate the selling price of any item. It's for the government to encourage producers, make sure that there is the proper economic atmosphere in the country. But they then have to be careful how they price their products to make sure that the people are not cheated.
Peace talks aimed at resolving the ongoing conflict between three tribes in the Nkwanta South municipality of the OT region has hit a snag as one of the tribal chiefs failed to show up at a meeting between the security agencies and the traditional rulers of the area. Dawn to dusk curfew has been imposed in the municipality due to insecurity resulting from inter-tribal conflict between some communities in the area over the celebration of the traditional Yam Festival, which has already claimed some 13 lives and the destruction of property. Expressing his disappointment over the absence of the chief, one of the traditional rulers in the area called for an effective collaboration between the chiefs and the security agencies to ensure peace is restored for economic growth.
Meeting could not come on. And it's a worry to some of us, because some of us travel from Accra because of this meeting, simply because we need peace. Our children are not going to school. They are home. They are not going to school. And they are going to compete in the coming exams with other schools who are now in class learning. We see it as a sabotage because his family is not here. So he don't see it as a worry to him. So it's a worry to we, the Adeles. My advice to the general people of Nkwanta, that we need peace. We need peace. We should come together as we are formally, so that there will be peace for Nkwanta to come back to its normal this thing, because it is a sign of worry. Nkwanta is for us, and we must make sure we develop Nkwanta. We cannot go to Accra and say we are from Accra. Whatever be the case, we'll come back home. Whatever be the case, we'll come back home. So we should make sure there is peace at Nkwanta. Pouring blood, killing people, destroying properties will not help us.
The traditional ruler also pleaded with other chiefs in the area to collaborate with the security agencies to find a lasting solution to the conflict.
I'm worried. Nkwanta has gained a very good name. A research even shows that the fastest town that develops, apart from Kasua, Nkwanta is the next town. Nkwanta has gotten its good name. But today, what am I seeing? But I believe there is hope. Nkwanta is going to take its good clothes to cover. And one day, all of us will say, oh, Nkwanta, is that Nkwanta? And that is what we want. And before we can get there, that is why we are preaching about peace. So those who are trying to make stubborn about not getting the peace in Nkwanta, and they just want to destroy Nkwanta for we will also plead with them. They should get hurt. So that at least Nkwanta is not for Adeles alone, it's not for Charles alone, it's not. Settlers are here. They are even enjoying the town more than we, the indigenous. So we are pleading. We are pleading that the other side of it, of the people, they should calm down for us to make sure.
And thanks for staying with us here on the Pulse on the Joy News channel. Don't forget that you need to join the transformative experience at the convention on January 7th at the Independence Square with the star-studded panel including Africa's leaders, Julius Malema, PLO Lumumba, Dr. Arikana and Peter Obi. This event will unite 30,000 minds for empowerment and inspiration. So all you need to do is to be a part of history, celebrating a powerful convergence of cultures with giveaways and also exclusive items. So don't miss this day of unity and empowerment. For free tickets and information, visit newafricafoundation.org and also call 0532 389032. See you there. Okay, moving on, we talk about some happenings in terms of the extraordinary setting where amidst the serene backdrop of a cemetery, educators at Tafiano DA Basic School contend not only with each other's voices, but also with the regular grazing of sheep that mingles with the noise of passing cars as well as motorcycles. The pupils actually struggle to carve out moments to focus and also learn in class due to their deplorable pavilion structures. Through it all, Tafiano DA Basic School remains a beacon of hope, a symbol of unwavering community spirit. Sarah Blandi Souza with this week's episode of Ghana School of Shame, sandwiched between a cemetery and a sheep pen.
Nestled in the heart of Tafiano, a serene village in the Nkwanta North District of the Bono East region, is the Tafiano DA Basic School, a school with a unique set of challenges. It is the first school I have seen that serves as a burial ground and a sheep's pen. Yes, a cemetery and sheep pen sandwiched school, or describe it as between the final resting place of the departed and the bustling activity of a sheep pen. Teachers here are forced to compete with each other's voice as well as the rhythmic grazing of sheep, creating a sound that contests with the disharmony of honking cars and the persistent grinding of motorcycles passing by. Their pupils also struggle to focus in class due to the same factors serving as a constant distraction to the pursuit of knowledge within the school.
Say your school muhai enye ade papa say ye betina masua de enti. Yesua de kra na ye ho tete
We feel uncomfortable when learning. The bleating from goats, conversations from passers-by, and moving cars distract our lessons. We can barely hear our teachers when they teach.
Class from teacher nature Ubeti edo mo kanimo untie ha idia na face so cars ne mponche a mu yedede ni na so na wo hwe ho no the teacher ne be kan untie the best lab and so obeboa ye na ba be school na maye.
We are pleading with authorities to build the school a new structure for us. There are no classrooms, no furniture, and no teaching and learning materials.
Need your teacher ne question so said say ni chok kukrampa e de betwe se nkonwa se ya na de nkonwa fie ba yenua no monkitu anim se ubehu obi ba no so na konwa obi onya konwa no atena fom tie be slaban so beboa yen amayanya school kama atena say yesua de kra na moa no etim ben na ma ebinum timi rare class akra na eden ye pamom.
The animals sometimes enter our classrooms while we are learning, and we would have to stop and drive them away. Our attention is always divided because while listening to the teacher, you're also tempted to focus on conversations and activities going on outside.
And now the countdown is over, and the day we've all been waiting for is finally here. The biggest New Year's party in Ghana, the Joy FM's 90s Jam, which starting today at 8 p.m. Of course, it continues until you drop. Maxwell Agbaba has been to the venue already with all the preparations underway, the rooftop of the City Galleria Mall, and reports that it's more spacious, offering patrons a beautiful new experience of Accra's skyline.
Biggest New Year party. We're getting ready here at the rooftop of the City Galleria Mall. So what you can see right now is Accra's beautiful skyline. And this is the view you get when standing here at the rooftop of the City Galleria Mall. A lot of landmarks, to see. Just in a short some minutes ago, you saw the Villaggio building. When you're here, you can see the entire skyline, actually the beautiful skyline, of the capital, Accra. It's very breezy here, and so you can imagine what it's going to be like when you have some 90s music, playing in the background, and you have DJ Black, and you have Andy Dusty, you have Nia Itego, and the rest of the crew, on the stage, playing you all the best 90s, music that you could ever, think of. It is a very big space, very, very big. I'm told that it can accommodate about 1,000 people. So yes, you don't have to worry about getting access to this place. The car park is also very, very spacious to accommodate all your vehicles, all your cars here. What you can see right now is a team from the Multimedia Group Limited, our colleagues getting ready. The stage is not really yet set, but you can see that is the stage, and then they getting the lights and everything in place. I have with me here Kelvin Phillips Bands. He's the manager for City Galleria. He's going to tell us more about the rooftop, about this place. This is more or less like the biggest rooftop I've seen here in the capital, Accra.
Definitely. You can see for yourself. I mean, take a look at the view.
Yeah.
We have the signature right behind us. Actually, we are located right behind Accra Mall.
Yeah.
Yes, so when you're coming from, for instance, La Paz towards the mall, just get to the roundabout, and then when you are turning right in front of the mall, don't get to the motorway. Don't get to the motorway. It's a bit tricky. But
very tricky, and I think we have to mention that.
Yeah, don't get to the motorway. There is a curve right in front.
That is for those coming from La Paz, Achimota, and its environs.
Exactly.
Medina too?
Medina as well. So when they come, they go around it, come and pass right in front of the mall. And just go around it, you'll find City Galleria Mall. We are strategically
if
located.
You think you're going to get lost, you can also just make your way to, what do you call it, Accra Mall?
Accra Mall.
And then just walk.
Just walk right behind
right
Accra
behind
Mall.
Accra Mall. Just walk
behind
Accra Mall, and then you find City Galleria.
Large space for you. We are happy to host you. About 1,000 people we are expecting tonight. Big car space. And then we are ready for you tonight. We're going to have a big party today.
Yeah, big party tonight. Yeah. Can you take us around? Let's see how how spacious the space.
So this is the big party, the biggest party of the year.
Yeah, and we're coming to the biggest party ground in the whole of the capital, Accra. So all of these, so this space is all part of.
It's all part of the rooftop. It goes all the way to that stretch over there.
Wow!
Right, all the way. I think this is the most spacious place you are going to get today.
Yeah.
And today is going to be beautiful. So we are inviting everybody to come through, come and see what we have here, and then we'll take it from there.
And of course, preparations are underway. I see a lot of cleaning going on. I see some vendors who'll be setting up, who'll be selling. Last year, the previous, 90s jam, I had my kebab, my drinks, and all of them. They'll be setting up here, right?
Do all that.
Yeah.
All that and more.
Yeah. All that and more. I like that.
And more is going to happen today.
Yeah.
It's going to be an eventful night. Make your way right here.
So all of this space will be occupied, right?
The whole of the space from that side to this side.
Wow.
So all of the space is for you.
Wow.
All right. And then you can see the view.
Yeah. So that's the Kotoka International Airport right there.
When the plane is about to land, you see.
So you can take your Instagram worthy, selfie. So for instance, I'm dancing and then plane is landing in the background. I'll just do this. I'll do this. Get it in the background. Get my friends in the background.
There you go.
Oh, so this is the view. Okay.
Yes, you can see Accra Polo Park.
I
over
can see
there.
the Polo Park.
Yes, the Polo Park right there.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be beautiful. I'm telling you.
And I can see the other side also as well.
Exactly. So
wow.
we are all set and prepared for you guys.
So let's look at the other side as well.
So this is where we are going right now is where the Accra Mall is.
Okay.
So from this shot, I can show you how you will get here.
Yeah.
You understand? So don't forget, when you get in front of Accra Mall, make sure you don't get to the motorway. Don't. Just go right in front of it and make
at all costs, avoid the motorway.
Avoid the motorway.
The moment you get on the motorway,
you are gone. You are going to.
You're going to another party.
Exactly. So just make sure that you are
avoid
in front.
The motorway.
Yes, it's very, very important.
So right in front of the
Accra Mall. Make a turn around the Accra Mall.
Yeah.
It will take you straight to us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the party itself is going to show people where we are. When people start coming, you see the hairs, all that, and what.
Yeah, you see the lights and all that.
Exactly. So it's going to be beautiful. Yeah. I can't wait for 8 p.m. to.
I can't wait to, bro.
I'm getting ready to go and change and come and have a party of my life. I'm telling you, man.
And downstairs we have a lot of shops, right?
We have shops. We have spaces for rental.
Okay.
We have office space for rental.
Okay.
You can come and rent some of them. Later on, I'll take you down there and go and see the spaces, the office spaces we have for rental.
And also for people, our patrons who'll be coming who want to maybe get something from downstairs, they can get it, right? Drinks, anything. Even here, you have drinks, you have kebab, you have everything you need.
Good. Apart from we having this mall, we also have apartments for rental.
Okay.
One of them is called St. Agnes. The other one is Park Royal, and then the other one is Ashanti Gardens.
Okay.
Yes, they are all located in the airport residential areas.
Yeah.
So when you come through, and then you call our numbers on the billboard, we'll be able to sort you out.
You'll be able to sort it out.
Exactly.
Before we go, what makes the rooftop of City Galleria like the best in Accra, the best in the capital?
I'm going to tell you this. Take a look around.
Yeah.
Which other building do you see here that has a bigger space like this? This is the only place, man.
True.
If you can see one, tell me. You can't. So this is it. That is the best space for Joy FM 90s Jam. Yeah, I'm telling you.
So you had it from the manager himself, Kelvin Phillips Bands, taking us around to see the place. Like I mentioned earlier, if you hear, you see the beautiful skyline of Accra, the entire beautiful skyline of Accra. All the major landmarks you have in the capital, Accra, you see that right here from City Galleria. And like I mentioned earlier, this is where we're going to have the party. The main stage is going to be there, but of course there'll be people all around. And you have speakers all around you. So everywhere you find yourself, you're going to hear, the right decibels, of sound that will be coming out from our line array speakers here at City Galleria, very close to the Accra Mall. We gave you all the directions, but if you think you're going to miss it, just come to the Accra Mall. cross the street, and then you're at City Galleria. Yes, the rooftop of City Galleria Mall. Now, if you've not bought your ticket yet, this is the time to get your tickets. Remember that for tickets, you can just dial *714 *003 hash. So *714 *003 hash. *714 *003 hash. You can get your ticket. Your 90s Jam ticket is going for just 150 cedis. Regular tickets, 150 cedis. You get your ticket. So once again, *714 *003 hash. Just dial that on your phone in the comfort of your home. Just dial that and then you have your ticket, *714 *003 hash. And it's going to be from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Yeah, so if you're talking about the best in the business when it comes to events, you know, Silicon House production, if you're talking about quality sound, you're talking about LEDs, everything relating to events, it's Silicon House Productions, and they are here, and they will be in charge as well. I have with me here Alvin Odamte, who is the Silicon Mixman.
Yes, please.
How are you doing, Alvin?
I'm good, sir.
Great. Alvin, can you tell us what you have here?
So we are doing sound for the Joy FM 90s Jam.
Yeah.
We are providing sound for the event. So we're just coming in to just set up the whole place, get ready, set everything up, making sure that all logistics in terms of sound is ready so that we can have a good show.
Okay.
And of course, the event comes off at the City Galleria, opposite the Accra Mall. You want to make your way there. But that's all we have for you in this package of the Pulse. I'm Blessed Sudan. Log on to myjoyonline.com. Next is Let's Talk Showbiz, but that will be after this break. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.